Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to give you, or do my best to give you the best full studio class Pilates experience today. Mat workouts are not my forte. I am a yoga teacher, but I'm mostly a Pilates equipment teacher. That said, I'll just give you a little taste of what would be my own workout at home and things that I enjoy. I am in a private office space. There is a little background noise, but we all do our best, right? This workout is going to be relatively challenging. You are going to sweat, you are going to feel it, and I'm going to offer plenty of modifications throughout. And I really wanted to come on here and do this in a recorded setting versus live because I want you to be able to access this and use it over if you choose. Maybe I flatter myself there. But anyway, all you need is a mat and no shoes, and let's get started. All right, let's do this. Start with your feet flat on the mat. Grab your knees and sit up nice and tall. We're just starting movement from the lower spine to warm up the lower back. Keeping your chest open, round your lower spine, tucking your navel in, and sit up nice and tall, stacking your spine like blocks. We inhale at the top and exhale to curl. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale, scoop. Keep the height of your spine as you scoop. Here's 2. And this time on the last one, we'll come all the way down to your back. And place your feet in a nice stance. We're getting ready to bridge. Good. Moving through your posterior pelvic tilt, lift your hips 1 vertebra at a time. And lower the same way, sink your chest, your ribs, your low back, and your tailbone. Take your inhale, exhale, scoop and lift. In Pilates, this is not a back bend. We keep a nice posterior tilt at the top. And exhale to lower. And 1 more, curling up. Take your time. Lengthen through your arms and lower 1 vertebra at a time. Perfect. Place your fingertips right at the base of your skull, elbows nice and wide. Nod your chin to lengthen the back of your neck and curl up. Come up to the tips of your shoulder blades and let your head fall back into your fingers. Bring 1 knee into table. Bring the other knee into table. You can always keep your head down if you choose. Otherwise, extend your arms forward, squeezing through your fingertips. You're looking straight through your legs and pump your arms. Good. This looks easy. It is not. We're going to do the hundreds. Squeeze through your fingertips. The movement is coming from your shoulders. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, pulling your navel to the floor. To make this more challenging, extend your legs straight up. You can externally rotate the thighs. Use the strength of your tummy to keep your head perfectly still. The most advanced position is with your legs low. I would not drop them too low because I want you in your abs and not your behind. I'm going to come up to this level. Inhale and full exhale. Let's go 2 more rounds of breath. I said we were going to sweat. Give me 1 more. Hug your knees and rest your head. This is single leg circle. Hug your right knee in and extend your left leg. Strap your leg to the floor. Grab the back of your right thigh. This is limbering. Straighten fully to really get a full hamstring stretch. Straighten your knee. Take your arms by your sides. Press your triceps into the floor. So we're going to start with small leg circles because it's more about your pelvis than your leg here. We can externally rotate the leg just slightly to make your leg fit a little easier into your hip socket. We're going to take the leg around and across the midline. Right? Notice I'm keeping this small. I'm not letting my pelvis move. Let's go 3 more in this direction and we'll do 6 total. And then 6 in the other direction. Here we go. Don't worry about getting your leg too high. I'd rather you keep the work in your stomach. Last 2. And 1. Float the leg down. Limbering on the other side, grab the back of your thigh, straighten and bend. Just getting some flexibility in that hamstring. One side will be tighter for sure. All right, use your arms, open your chest. Again, we can externally rotate the leg, cross over the midline, and take it around. My bottom leg is staying glued to the mat. 3 more in this direction. And reverse. Here's 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Extend both legs. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Hug your right knee into your chest. You can hold on lightly to the shin and extend the other leg at about knee height. Again, if we're too close to the floor, we're resting on the bum, and I would rather you challenge your abdominal muscles. Curl up, relax your shoulders, and we'll switch the legs. Here's 6 and 5. 4, 3, reaching out through the straight leg. 1 more. Hug the knees in, curl up a little higher, and rest. Pull your knees close to your chest and extend the arms forward, reaching through your fingers. Curl your forehead towards your knees. Reach forward with your arms and slightly back through the chin to lengthen your neck. You can always choose to keep your head down. I encourage it if you have neck strain. This is double leg stretch. I'm going to start by extending the arms and legs straight up. This is challenging as it is to keep my shoulders lifted. Circle your arms and reach past your feet. We'll inhale to stretch and exhale to circle and pick up the pace. Here's 4. Good. 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Take your legs straight up to the ceiling, point your toes. We'll reach up for the calf or the shin and take the other leg down. This time I'm going to take my leg down nice and low, but my lower back is still on the mat. Curl your forehead to your knee, right? It's not just knee to forehead. We pulse twice and switch sides. It's pulse and pulse. Work for very straight knees here, right? Squeezing the muscles of your legs. There you go. Mat work, a little tougher than reformer in regards to the abs. And switch, switch. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees, rest your head. This is a version of crisscross that I really like. It prevents me from having neck strain, and I really need that. So we'll start in a true tabletop and reach across the left thigh. So I'm going to use my arms to curl my shoulders across. My pelvis hasn't moved. My hips are still very level. So I've got my left thigh. I'm going to extend my right leg, the opposite leg. Lift both shoulders into this curl. Extend your leg down and bring your leg up. And that's it. Do it again. Bring that leg down and a lift. If we're fancy pants, you can flex the foot down and point up. And for a real challenge, press your hands together and let's go 4. Stay lifted. Here's 3. And 2. Keep that chin in, please. And one, and we'll take it right over to the other side. Use your arms to help curl you across, working into the twist. Extend your leg, and we go down with a flex, up with a point. Go ahead, deepen that abdominal scoop. Reach out through your heel. No arms, maybe press the palms together. Go 2, and 1, and rest. Okay, this is the full roll up, roll down. First, rock yourself up to sitting. This is a challenging movement that's often done with the legs completely straight. My back does not enjoy that, so I'm going to show a modified version, and I think that it is plenty tough enough. So plant your feet into the mat. You can either hold on behind your legs or extend your arms forward. If you do that, really reach. Give me nice tight arms. Just like we did in the beginning, round your spine back and roll down. Try to keep your feet pressed into the mat and roll down with control. We're going to come all the way down to the head. Arms are reaching straight up to the ceiling. We inhale and exhale to curl up. Notice my head travels with me rather than my head getting out in front of me like chicken neck here. So we inhale, exhale, roll back, relaxing the shoulders, relying on the abdominals for support. Take your inhale, exhale to draw your ribs down and curl up. Good. If you are tight in your hips, open your knees a little bit. Exhale rolls you back. And exhale rolls you up. I promise you cannot do it without the breath. Nod your chin, right? We're not looking at the ceiling, we're looking through the legs. I'm not a good counter, I'm a Pilates instructor, but let's do one more. Reach hard with those arms. Exhale. Good. So I'm going to swing my legs around to face you for this next one. It looks relatively small, but I guarantee it's a challenge. So my feet are level as if I'm sitting against a wall. There's no movement through the hips here. Fingertips at the base of the skull. Here's your modification, hands on your shoulders. Rotate here from the rib cage, right? We want to rotate from the ribs. If we rotated from the low back, we'd see the hips and feet go off. And we're just going to take this right back to center, growing tall through the spine. Twist. And back to center, thoracic mobility. It's an inhale to rotate as we lift, and an exhale to come back to center. Tight hamstrings, you can bend your knees. I'm showing a modification. Remember, if it's easy, it's probably not Pilates. Inhale. Big exhale, obliques are pulling us back to center, and one more to the left. And we take it back to center. If you're able, extend your legs out. Feet are a little wider than hip distance. This is saw. Extend the arms out, grow through the spine. This is effort already. We'll combine the rotation with a reach across. I'm reaching past my pinky toe. Sit all the way up, rotate fully, and take it across the other side. Breath is an inhale to rotate and an exhale to reach. We'll move a little faster. Last 4, and then we're done. As your arm goes forward, scoop your abdominals backwards. You can look towards your backhand. And one more. And rest. Side lying legs, swing your legs around. This side lying position is basics of Pilates. We want the feet towards the front corner of the mat and the hips towards the back. You can rest your head on your arm We're looking for this little space underneath your side. We call that the mouse house, right? So as you lift the top leg, there's no hike, there's no movement through the hip. We keep our little mouse house. So flex the feet, point your toes forward, and we're just gonna lower and lift with control. It's not about height, it's about can you stabilize your pelvis. Continue to push towards the opposite side of the room with your heel. Hug your abdominals up and in. I'll give you a count. Here's 3, 2. Keep that leg up at hip height. We're going to take up the ante here. We're going to bring the leg forward with a pointed toe and bring the leg back with a flexed heel. Pausing in this position to reach long and scoop the abs in. Inhale takes you forward, and exhale reaches long. Let's go 4 more. Here's 3 and 2 and 1. Bring your feet together, point your toes, externally rotate at the thighs. Lift your top leg up so that the heels are in line with one another, and we'll just challenge that torso stability by circling the thigh. Right, draw me a very circular circle, like you're circling around a softball. Do a little neck check. We don't need to strain the neck. And reverse that direction. So each time I circle, I'm dipping just enough into my back body to feel my top glute, my behind. Go 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring the feet together. Good. This time we're going to turn the feet completely forward again. Toes are going to point up, or point forward. We're going to extend the top leg and then lift the bottom leg to meet it. So we'll open and squeeze together. If you need to rock back a little from the top hip, please do. Go 4. This one's a challenge. And 3, 2, and 1. Let's repeat on the other side. All right, rinse and repeat on the other side. So if you need a prop, that's fine, but get your head in line with the rest of your body. Take your feet slightly to the front of the mat. I'll see if I can get my whole self in the frame this time. So extend the top leg as if you're stretching your top leg longer than the bottom. Flex your feet and point your toes straight to the front of the room. Here again, we'll lift the top leg, testing our limits to keep the pelvis still as we move. Okay, one side's going to be a little bit tougher than the other. It's our abdominals that give us control in this side lying position. Good. Notice I'm lowering with control. I'm not allowing that leg to crash down. Last 3, 2. Take it up to the top of your range. Now come down to hip height. Stay with me. Reach the bottom leg down towards the floor for stability. We'll take the top leg forward with a point, back and long with the flex. Inhale it forward and exhale, extend. Each time I'm squeezing that top glute on purpose. It won't just happen. We've got to encourage and convince. Inhale forward, exhale back. We've got 2 more. Beautiful. Bring the feet together. Externally rotate, pointing the toes. Lift your top leg. Here I'm squeezing the sit bones together. Little tiny circles back. It's as if I'm drawing a circle with my top heel around the bottom heel. Good. Second side will always get you. I was getting a little big there with my circles. Reverse that direction. Here's 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that top leg down. Again, we turn the legs forward and flex the feet. This is the toughie here. Lift that top leg. Try to lift the bottom to meet the top. So we open and exhale, closed. Pelvic floor here. It's like an internal elevator. You zip up. Last 3. Can you reach those legs a little longer? Here's 2. And 1. Beautiful. We're going to stretch those hips, but not here, is what I always tell my class. Okay, it's very important that we build upper body strength. If you have problems with your wrist, I would consider putting some towels underneath your wrist or just going from your elbows. I'll give several modifications, but try. I think you're capable of way more than you give yourself credit for. So come on to hands and knees. Spread your fingers. I don't mind if you turn your fingers slightly outward. That is okay with me. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Drop your belly and look forward. This is a stretch for the front of the body. Round the spine into your cat position. We're curling the spine into flexion. Inhale. And exhale, round into cat. And one more. This time as you come into cat, really lift your abdominals on purpose. Good. Come into your best tabletop. Shoulders are apart and away from your ears. It's both things. Extend the right arm forward. The thumb side is up. So right away you're going to feel a challenge in your core. This is all we've done. Keep your shoulders and hips square to the floor. And float that arm down. Other side, extend your arm forward, thumb side up. Belly lifts with you, right? We're not allowing the back to sway. And arm comes down. Let's add the legs. So arm comes forward, opposite leg extends back. I'm not going to go too high because I want to keep my hips square and my belly lifted. Just hold here. Stay for an inhale. Stay for an exhale and float that arm and leg down. Extend the other arm forward. Extend the leg. Stay and breathe. And bring it back down to the floor. This time extend only the leg. So we're left leg. And I'm just going to let you rock back and forth on your heel. But continue to draw your belly up and in. That's it. Let's do that on the other side. See, simple, right? We're working up to it. Giving your calf a little stretch, nothing bouncy, just a stretch. All right. Plant your hands, push away from the floor, and extend both legs. We're in a full plank. Okay, challenge yourself knowing you can always come to your knees. Now in our planks today, I want you to err on the side of the ribs slightly lifted. We're in a slight cat position and the forehead is dropped just slightly down. I'm not letting my head hang. This is a real intentional position. Keep the upper body the same. Tap your knees lightly to the floor and lift your knees back up. My upper body has not changed. Continue pushing away from the floor and lifting your navel away from the floor. Go for 3. I know you love me. And 2. And 1. Lower your knees. We'll have wide knees and close feet. Sit back on your feet for a child's pose. Just stretching out your back. Allow your forehead to fall to the mat. All right, this exercise is one that's similar to something we do on the reformer. Stay with me here. Coming into that plank with the slight cat position, take your legs up towards the ceiling. We have a lot of lightness away from the floor. Lift just your right leg to a hover. Just give it a shot. And set it down, other side, left leg. And bring it down. Extend your right leg again. This time point your toes. We'll kick twice, right? It's a kick, kick, and we flex the foot to come all the way back down to the mat. Point your toes, kick, kick, and big flex originating from the lower belly. It's a kick, kick, and a flex, kick, kick, and flex. Here's 5, and 4, here's 3, 2, And 1, lower your knees and come all the way down to your belly. Beautiful. So my elbows are directly underneath my shoulders. Notice here, look at my belly. If I allow my belly to drop, that's a little too much pressure on my back. I'm gonna lift my navel away from the floor, but my hips are on the floor. Take one knee and bend it. Hello, hamstrings. Give it a little kick and reach it down. Other side, it's a kick and a reach. The challenge here is to keep the belly lifted away from the floor. This is a very challenging exercise, single leg kick, traditional Pilates movement. Unslump yourself out of your shoulders. You're doing great. Here's 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Floating your head directly off the mat, bring your palms down to a low airplane. We're gonna keep the feet down on the mat, look straight on the floor and listen for my cues. Take your arms off the floor. Really spread your fingers out nice and wide, rolling the shoulders down and back. Can you continue to lift your navel as you get a little higher? Okay, not too much pressure on the low back. This is mostly upper back. Can you lift the legs off the floor, keeping the work in the belly? Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale to grow longer, and exhale to stay. 2 more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Stay for the exhale. And 1 more. Lift up a little higher. Big inhale. And exhale. Stack your hands, bend your knees, and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Press up onto all 4s. Roll through a cat-cow. Let's do 1 more. All right, we're gonna get into teaser. I'm gonna warm you up slow, but then we're really gonna dig into it. So practice this. I expect that your teaser on the reformer is gonna be perfect when you come back. All right, grab the backs of your thighs. For clarification, in our teaser, we don't want to be all the way up on the sit bones. That's more of a yoga concept. We're in a slight posterior tilt on the back of the sit bones. And this gives us a little scoop at the lower spine to lift the knees. So we're just going to attempt to keep our dinner balanced on our thighs. You can grab the backs of the thighs, as I'm going to do here, and you'll gently lower yourself. I'm keeping my head and shoulders lifted. And maybe you have to do a little rock or a big rock to get back up. Let's try that again. You roll back by scooping the pelvis under. And then you come on up. So the next progression would be to let go and roll down. Keep your shoulders lifted. The arms go out. They come back in and help you come back up. Legs haven't moved. Head stays up. Reach and lift. Last variation is with straight legs. This is a tough one. Notice I'm not letting you flop to the floor. Ain't happening. Curl back. If you have lower back pain, please return your legs to the floor. Let's do 1 more. Good, and lower yourself all the way back down to the floor. Set up for your bridge stance. Curl up into a bridge. This time my feet are going to be slightly closer, and I'm finding a nice posterior pelvic tilt. If you have neck issues, I find it helpful to bend your elbows and press your elbows into the floor. Take your right knee into table. Extend your leg, let it carry you to the ceiling. We're coming down with a flexed foot and up with a point. Here's 7. Hips are level. Here's 5, should be filling that left glute. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return your foot to the floor. I have mercy, I'll let you bridge down with control. Plant your feet, come on back up. All right, we're using the inner thighs a little bit here to prevent the knees from opening. Take that left knee into table. Extend your leg. We go down with a flex, up with a point. Here's 6. And 5. Work to keep that pelvis scooped under. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Return your foot to the floor. Bridge down with control. This is lower lift. If you have low back issues, I encourage you to put your hands right underneath your seat for support and extend your legs up. So I'd rather you have your feet further away from you and your knees straight. Of course, the lower back is on the floor. Start by reaching one leg down and see how far you can go with your lower back to the floor, and you'll bring that leg back up. And other side. Good. Now, you can drop both legs, but please keep your back on the floor. I can only go to about right there if I'm honest. We can add challenge by curling up, fingertips at the base of the skull. Full variation. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Here's 2, modify your range if you need. Here's 3. Last 2, keep your tail planted. Hug your knees, return your head to the floor. Place your feet on the mat nice and wide with your arms out to the sides, and let your knees fall over to one side. Letting the low back release. And take it to the other side. And back to the center. Okay, in case you're missing Amy Hinkle's class, here's the Pilates push-up for you. Start with your feet hip distance, that's not very far, and extend your arms all the way up, reaching for the ceiling. Dive forward as if you're rounding away from a wall. Place your hands on the floor and we'll walk forward into our plank, hands directly underneath the shoulders. Continue to look at your feet, rounding the spine slightly. Lift your abdominals, walk the hands back in for 3, 2, 1, and we'll come up the way we came. Stacking, inhale. Exhale, diving forward. Walk out, 3, 2, 1. This time, I'm going to lower my knees for a modification. 3 baby push-ups. I am nowhere near the floor. Tiny elbow bend. Come back into your plank. Walk it in for 3, 2, 1. And round it up. Let's do 2 more. Belly scoops right away. There's our support. Walk out, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and 1. Back into your plank. Last one. Walk it out. Little push-ups. And walk it all the way back in. This time, separate your feet. Generously bend your knees and let your head hang. You can reach for opposite elbows and sway gently from side to side. This is a stretch for your back, not your legs, so please bend your knees. And roll it up through the center. Let's do a little stretch for the shoulders here. Clasp your hands behind your back. Your elbows can be nice and bent. And if you have the flexibility, let's take the hands over to your right hip. Drop your chin and roll right ear to right shoulder. Getting a nice stretch through the traps, through the neck. Pause to breathe. Roll through the center, come on up. Extend your arms back and down. If this is too stressful for your wrists, leave it out. Take the hands over to the other hip. Drop your chin first and take it over to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. And I'm drawing my right shoulder down and away from my right ear. And bring yourself back to center. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to doing this again. Thanks so much.